Horoscope, astrological forecast for February 2026 for representatives of the Cancer sign. February 2026 is a time for you that will expand your space, your opportunities, and your planning horizon. This is a time when you will have ideas and at the same time receive practical tools for their realization. For you, a time is beginning that, yes, on one hand will give you a large volume of work and responsibility, but on the other hand will bring results, returns even greater than you expected. Although this path will require your patience. The generous Jupiter continues its transit through your zodiac sign, and the world seems to be waiting for your answer to the question: what will you decide on? What will you aim for? Who or what do you want to become? Many planets throughout February will give such precise, rapid aspects of luck relative to Jupiter, which is a guest in your sign, meaning there will be precise and successful events in your affairs that will give you confidence in the correctness of the route you have chosen. Many planets this month will be in your 9th house, the house of your strategic goals, your future plans. Therefore, no matter how busy you are with current routine, it is important to plan your affairs, especially for the end of summer and the beginning of September 2026. The more distant your planning horizon, the easier your path will be. After all, right now you are like charting your route on the map of time. There will also be this month the setup of a black moon-like plot that will, like a boomerang, return by the end of March 2026. Therefore, it's important not to allow ambiguous phrases here that could be misunderstood and used against you. Also, the astrological events of February will concern the financial sector of your horoscope, and the first eclipse of 2026 will occur in the sector of your horoscope that symbolizes shared and joint finances, resources, and also your mutual settlements with other people and organizations. Therefore, all these financial topics will be relevant this month. And here you can make important, global decisions that may be diametrically opposite to the decisions you made in 2017 and 2018. Let's discuss in more detail the most important astrological events of February and their influence on your sign step by step. February 1st brings a full moon in the sign of Leo, in your 2nd house. This is a bright and ambitious full moon that concludes themes, tasks, processes occurring in your sector, which symbolizes finances, personal income, resources, and personal expenses. This full moon completes themes, closes those tasks that began back at the end of July 2025, when a new moon occurred in this same sector. What specific questions might we be talking about here? These are questions of your personal income, your income level, the method by which you receive your income. These are questions of obtaining or processing a card at a bank or re-registering an account. These are questions of your expenses and planning your budget. This full moon occurs in the sector of your resources, and our main life resource is our physical and energetic state. Therefore, during the period of this full moon, you will want to become stronger and brighter to make a more impressive impression. So many will want to engage in sports or somehow adorn themselves, buy things in which you feel brighter and more confident. This is a time when we want attention from others. We want confirmation from society that we are interesting, that people are interested in us, that we look beautiful. The sign of Leo itself symbolizes what we are proud of, what we put on a pedestal. And since this zodiac sign falls into your sector of resources, finances, your income, this is a time when you may want to demonstrate your success in life and affairs precisely through the material plane. February 5th, the planet Mercury will be in a tense square aspect to Uranus, which in your horoscope will affect the 8th and 11th astrological fields. This is a tense aspect, and here disputes or some conflict moments may arise related to money, shared property, shared savings, and shared expenses. This is a day when various kinds of disruptions can occur, disruptions in the work of what seemed habitual. These could be interruptions in the operation of electrical appliances or the internet, or some, so to speak, hitches on your path. Therefore, whatever you plan for this day, leave time with a buffer so as not to rush. On the road, while traveling this day, it's important not to break rules, as you could get a fine. February 6th. On this day, the planet Mercury, which symbolizes information, contacts, short trips, decisions, and logic, moves into the domain of Pisces, into your 9th house, and will remain here for quite a long time. For Mercury, a fast planet, it is a long stay in this sign until April 16th. I will make a separate detailed video about this major Mercury loop in Pisces in your 9th house, as Mercury will later turn retrograde at the end of the month, and a series of traps will also form here, which it is important for us not to fall into. So, I will make a detailed video on this topic where we will discuss all this. What is important to understand right now, from February 6th to 26th, is that you should not take a categorical position here, because a little later new factors will arise or new understanding will come, and we ourselves will change our decisions. This is a time when we can desperately and tensely fight for something, defend our position. But at the end of this path, we will understand that what we fought for is not exactly what we need. Therefore, right now, you should not make irrevocable decisions. After all, already in March, circumstances will change, and it will be more beneficial for us to take a different position. What specific themes might this Mercury transit touch upon, considering it passes through your 9th house? These are questions related to education, trips, resolving bureaucratic issues. These are questions of international cooperation, especially if your work is related to activities implemented online or remotely in another country. These are also questions of your relationships with friends and relatives of your life partner, as well as with your colleagues and clients. I will tell you more about this in a separate video. February 8th. On this day, the planet Venus will be in a tense square aspect to Uranus. This is a tense aspect, and here your agreements with other people may change. That is, there may be disruptions in some joint plans. Also during this time, the cost of goods or services familiar to you may change. There may be a dispute with a woman, and in general, you will have a feeling that something habitual and convenient for you is changing, and you have to adapt. February 10th. This day requires attentiveness. On this day, the planet Mercury will be in a tense aspect to the black moon, Lilith. On this day, essentially, a black moon-like plot, a tangled situation is set up, which will develop and make itself known in the middle and end of March 2026. Mercury is our thoughts, words, questions related to documents. The black moon distorts all these processes. It increases the likelihood of making a mistake. Therefore, any understatement, any misunderstood or misspoken words, or situations that arise but you prefer to turn a blind eye to them, all this will make itself known around March 16th and 28th. Now attentiveness is needed regarding your words. Internal honesty is needed. And also during this time, it's worth avoiding any gossip or conversations on slippery topics with your colleagues. Also on February 10th, the planet Venus changes signs and moves into the domain of Pisces, into your 9th house, where it will remain until March 7th. Venus is the conductor of well-being for each of us, and its transit shows the sphere of life in which improvements await us. The transit of Venus through the 9th house will bring well-being into the following spheres. First, questions of your financial and economic interaction with people who are far away or with organizations. That is, this is a time when you can receive income from afar or income from your online activity or trading on some international trading platforms. This is a time when you can best settle some bureaucratic questions and formalities. It may also indicate pleasant meetings or an important and useful trip for you. Also during this time, you may become interested in something that will be interesting to you in various aspects. That is, something that will interest you mentally, and you will also feel that in this matter, in perspective, you will get financial benefit. February 12th. On this day, the planet Mercury will be in conjunction with the North Node in your 9th house. Mercury is our thoughts, words, decisions, documents, and the North Node is the karmic node of the future. It is the node that shows for us the possibility of going beyond the familiar space. It connects us with the external world. It is like an exit point for each of us, an exit from the familiar system. Therefore, be attentive on this day to the information you receive, to information that comes from outside or is born within you in the form of ideas and decisions. Because the ideas of this day will find their reflection in reality around the end of August 2026. To add energy to this aspect, on this day it's worth doing something new for yourself. It could be reading a new book, studying new information. You can go or travel to a new place for you. In general, This is a day of important meetings, conversations, thoughts, ideas, and decisions. February 14th. On this day, the planet Saturn transitions again and now finally into the domain of Aries, into your 10th house. Saturn will remain here until the end of April 2028. This is, to put it mildly, an important transit for you. It is a kind of test of the correspondence between form and content. This is a time when you will work hard to achieve your goals, and this process may not be easy. It is a time when we, on one hand, get, so to speak, more responsibility at our disposal. But on the other hand, we are criticized more. People find fault with us. It is also a time when we initiate processes that require long-term efforts from us. But at the end of this path, we inevitably receive the generous gifts of Saturn. I will make a separate video detailing this long transit of Saturn through Aries and its influence on each zodiac sign. February 16th. On this day, the planet Mercury will be in a fortunate aspect relative to Jupiter, which is in your sign. This day will bring success in resolving any bureaucratic questions. It is a successful day for scientific, public, intellectual work. Also, on this day it is very favorable to take exams or make publications. It is also a very good time for trips, meetings with friends, and resolving financial matters. And it is a favorable time for making purchases from afar with delivery. February 17th. On this day, the first eclipse of 2026 occurs. It occurs in the sign of Aquarius in your 8th house. This eclipse marks the beginning of the year of the fire horse. It is also the Chinese New Year. This eclipse activates the fiery energies of 2026. Moreover, it is the first eclipse in Aquarius in your 8th house for a long time, since 2018. And since this eclipse is the first on a new axis, in a new sign, it activates a new task that will be relevant for the next 2 years. At the same time, here we receive results from those events or decisions we undertook in our lives between August 2017 and August 2018. The solar eclipse occurs in your 8th house. This is the sector of shared and joint finances and resources, and here new opportunities and new tasks appear. This is a time of reformatting your shared, joint budget. The income level of your partner may change here. The method of distributing profits from your work may also change. Sources of income or their size may change. Also, this is about changes in receiving or the amount of passive income. This eclipse may also indicate preparation for a major deal, which may concern your personal affairs and tasks, or it may be related to your work. I will make a separate video detailing the essence of this eclipse and its influence on each zodiac sign. February 18th. On this day, the planet Venus will be in conjunction with the North Node in your 9th house. Venus symbolizes everything that brings us joy in our material, earthly world: love, beauty, health, money, profit, and luxury. The North Node is the node of the future. It is the point of exit beyond existing circumstances, the operating system. And the 9th house of your horoscope, where this conjunction occurs, is the house of everything that is far from us, far territorially or in time. This is an excellent day both for practical matters and for planning your future according to the function of the 9th house. It is an excellent day for planning a trip, travel, visiting a sanatorium, planning some cosmetic procedures, planning a tourist hike, especially for July or August 2026. It is a wonderful day for planning education or planning your intellectual activity that implies receiving income. Also, of course, for planning commercial activity. Also on this day, you may think or discuss questions of some joint plan with friends and relatives of your life partner. And it is also a time when you will think about the need to somehow reformat the conditions of your work process. February 20th. On this day, a historical astrological event occurs. A conjunction of the planets Saturn and Neptune takes place in the sign of Aries in your 10th house. The conjunction of these two planets is like the conjunction of two giant hands of the world clock, which means the beginning of a new world order. Saturn symbolizes external, conscious order, while Neptune symbolizes internal, unconscious order. And the conjunction of these planets, which happens quite rarely, especially in the sign of Aries, the domicile of the great beginning, indicates that new orders await us. The conjunction of these planets occurs in the sign of Aries, and this is a sign that symbolizes quick actions, impulse. Therefore, we, our world, can expect a period of very rapid changes. For your sign, this conjunction occurs in the 10th house. This is a very important position relative to your sign. After all, the 10th house is the house of our status, our position on the social and career ladder. And this conjunction shows the beginning of patient work to realize, to fulfill one's dream. For Neptune symbolizes our ideals, our faith, our dreams, and Saturn gives all this concrete forms. I will also tell you in a separate video about this important astrological event, its essence, and influence on each zodiac sign. February 22nd. On this day, the planet Venus will be in a fortunate aspect relative to Jupiter, which is precisely in your sign. This aspect will affect your 1st and 9th astrological fields. This is another successful day, or rather period, plus minus a few days. This is a time when you will receive worthy results, the worthy reward you expect. For some, this may be realized through receiving profit, a gift, some reward, bonus, or for others through the emotional sphere. That is, it is a time that brings success from your actions. This day may also bring an interesting and pleasant meeting or offer. February 26th. On this day, the planet Mercury turns retrograde, a motion that will last until March 21st. Mercury will be retrograde in your 9th house, and this is a time when we may encounter rough edges, some unaccounted for factors, or our own mistakes in order to correct everything. It is a time when we can resume our intellectual work on something. This could be a learning process, or it could be the reinitiation of a plan you once already undertook. It is a time when we can clarify, elucidate questions of our cooperation with clients and our partners. It is a wonderful time to resume processes, for example, to retake exams or resume your course of study. It is also a good time to do something again. For example, submit your resume again or buy tickets to a place you've already been to. It is a time when it is very favorable to perfect something. For example, edit your website or somehow reformat your social media page. Also, during this period, we change our decisions that not so long ago seemed final to us. February 27th. On this day, the planet Mars, the source of strength and energy, will be in a tense square aspect to Uranus. This is a tense day when you should not rush, especially if other people are pushing you to do so. Also on this day, caution is needed in the pursuit of eternal youth and beauty, as any experiments with your appearance may not please you. Also, there may be financial disputes with your children on this day. Also on February 27th, another important astrological event occurs. A conjunction of the Sun with the North Node takes place. This is another important point of the month when we, as it were, touch our future. The Sun is our self, our consciousness, and the North Node is the future, the new, the vector of our path. This is a day when we can feel exciting inspiration regarding the future. Also, throughout this day, we may receive important clues from outside in the form of some information, invitation, or offer. Such, from an astrological point of view, will be February 2026. I wish you a wonderful, successful month, dear Cancers.